Oh yeah, we got some great news yesterday. I am Matt the Bat, and we got some great news yesterday. We got some fucking fantastic news, by the way. That's right. Now, the funny part about this story is, about a year and a half ago, I did a podcast talking about, will they ever do The Mummy 4 and bring back Brendan Fraser? I'll link that at the end of this podcast, so you can go watch that video and you can see the date of when that was done. And oh my god, yesterday we found out that they are officially, this is official. There was no comprehend, no nothing, this is real, this is happening. Holy fuck. The Mummy 4 is moving forward with Brendan Fraser. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. You know, when he had his comeback a couple of years ago with The Whale, the Darren Aronofsky movie, I said, there's hope. There's hope. And you know, he was going to be in that Batgirl movie. He showed up in that Martin Scorsese movie in 2023. I'm like, this is the comeback. This is the Fraser effect. Here we go, baby. Here we go. And then we're going to get him in November this month in a new movie, Rental Family, that I'm looking forward to. There's also been some Oscar talk about him again. And I go, we're getting close, baby. We're getting close to that Mummy 4 announcement. Here we go, baby. Here we go. And boom. The Mummy 4 is happening. I was saying that the Mummy, the remake in 1999, with Brendan Fraser, Rachel Weisz, something Hannah, the brother, Arnold Vosloo, who played Emotep, directed by Steven Sommers, who went on to do The Mummy Returns, Van Helsing, and the G.I. Joe film of 2009. But in 1994, he made a little Disney movie called The Jungle Book with Lena Headey, a very young Lena Headey, Sam Neill, Terry Elwes, and that's actually my favorite Jungle Book movie. And I love The Mummy. I did a podcast a couple of years ago on The Mummy, this Mummy, for my Halloween special, and I'll link that at the end of this video. And this is a movie I did not see in theaters. This is one of those movies that came out when I was in 4th grade on VHS. I used to own the VHS copy. And this is one of those movies that it came out. I heard good things about it. And this was before I was on the internet. This was before I was checking movie stuff 24/7. This was just, I liked Brendan Fraser at that time because he was in George of the Jungle. Oh yeah. I wish they made a sequel to that movie. And I was like, oh, Brendan Fraser. Ooh. And I ended up loving the movie. It's one of my, it scared me in moments when I was a kid in 4th grade. And I laughed at moments. I love seeing Brendan Fraser as an action star. And then in 2001, when The Mummy Returns came out, I saw that one in the theater with my brother and friends. I ended up getting, that was actually one of the last VHS movies I bought. Because in the fall of 2001, I ended up getting my first DVD player, and my first DVD was Shrek, and then Gladiator. So, in that movie, Mummy Returns came out right before that. I think it came out in October around my birthday, and I got it for my birthday on VHS. And then by November, I got my first DVD player. So that was like my last VHS was The Mummy Returns. And I enjoyed The Mummy Returns also. I don't think it's as good as that first movie. One, they brought in the kid, and the kid was a little annoying. And I also never liked how Emotep went from the mummy look to his human form so quickly. In the original, the first one, it took, a good chunk of the movie for him to go from the mummy to the human form of the mummy. But I still enjoy the movie. It's still fun. I still love seeing Brendan Fraser, Rachel Weisz, the brother dynamic. The chemistry between Rachel Weisz and Brendan Fraser was great. That's when they knew how to write women characters in movies. I'm just saying. Easy. She was pretty. She was smart. She didn't mind telling people off, but not in a vengeful way, but in a more like, hey, you're an asshole. You know, oh, the map. Oh, I got the map. It's all right here. Oh, that's comforting. And the movie was also action-packed. It was scary, but it was also had a comedy in it, the original. I love the scene in the original. Hey, O'Connor! Looks to me like I have all the horses. Hey, Bertie! Looks to me like you're on the wrong side of the river. I love Betty. Such an idiot. And it was scary in moments. And overall, it was only a 2-hour movie. And it was really well done. It mixed practical effects with CGI. And so here we are, 24 years later. Yeah, in 2008, they made The Mummy, Tomb of the Dragon Emperor. And that movie was just awful all around. And Rachel Weisz did not return. They got Maria Bello, who is a good actress. But her and Brendan Fraser had no chemistry. The kid being grown up was worthless. Jet Li as the mummy, that storyline didn't work either. The director of the first two didn't return. They got the guy from Triple X in the first Fast and Furious. Overall, the third movie was so. But here we are, people. Let's get back to the main focus. Here we are. We're getting the Mummy 4, and that's not all. Not only are we getting Brendan Fraser, but Rachel Weisz is returning. Yes. I don't know what I'm more excited for, Brendan or Rachel. And I say that because they have such great chemistry in both movies, the first two, that was the thing that was missing the most in the third one. Now you're bringing back Rachel Weisz, who hasn't done a blockbuster movie since The Bourne Legacy in 2012 with Jeremy Renner. Okay? So we got Brendan Fraser, we got Rachel Weisz, but that's not all. This is going to retcon the third movie. So this is actually going to be a movie that takes place after The Mummy Returns, 2001. So erase that third movie. No, goodbye. See you later. But that's not all. The directors of this movie are the directors from Radio Silence. Was it Matt Boletti and something? Oh, the two directors. They're the ones who are responsible for bringing back Scream. Now, I'm not a fan of Scream 5. I don't think it's a horrible movie. But I did like what they did with Scream 6. They also did the movie Ready or Not in 2019. I really enjoyed that movie. They also did the movie Abigail that came out last year. I really enjoyed that movie too. Like I said, I like Scream 6. They're currently finishing up Ready or Not 2. That comes out in April of next year. So that'll be around here before we know it. So after that movie comes out, if not before, they're already working on this Mummy movie. So I like, what is it, 3 so far? 3 out of the 4 movies they've done. Ready or Not, Scream 5, Scream 6, Abigail, and they got Ready or Not 2 coming out. And if they nail Ready or Not 2 at 4 out of 5, not bad for me. And they play in that horror comedy genre with action. Now they are a great fit for this movie. There's 3 questions. Number 1, is this going to be is Emotep returning? Emotep. is Arnold Vosloo returning. I kind of would like to see him return. If they brought him back for the third movie, back in 2008, I would have been like, no, you've had the same actor, the same money for 3 movies. That's like seeing Mary Jane in all 3 Sam Raimi movies get caught by the villain. You know, we don't need to see that 3 times, the damsel in distress 3 times in a row. But now that it's been 24 years, I say bring back Arnold Vosloo as the Mummy. Why not? Bring them all back. Bring back the brother. And then the other question is, who's going to play the son? Because most likely the son is going to be older, a teenager in this movie. Who are they going to get to play the son? I can see a Mason Thames. I know I just mentioned him. He's on the rise right now. And they want to go a little bit older. Since now Brendan Fraser and Rachel Weisz are older than when they were 24 years ago. I'm going to say a name. A Glenn Powell. I'm going to see a Glenn Powell, meaning the son of Brendan Fraser and Rachel Weisz. Hey, I'm just throwing out names. Other thing I remember, we're getting these 2 directors. They like to work with Melissa Barrera a lot. She was in the 3 movies. She was in Abigail. Also, Samara Weaving. They worked with her in the Ready or Not movies. And she was in Scream 6. Also, Catherine Newton, who was in the Ready or Not, who was in Abigail, and now Ready or Not 2. But they like to work with the same actors. So I can easily see a Melissa Barrera easily showing up in this movie. And maybe a Samara Weaving. I wish they almost hey, if they had a daughter instead of a son, I would have said easily Samara Weaving. But I wonder who's going to play the son. Also, will they bring back The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, as the Scorpion King? But leave out the CGI. Leave that out. That was bad. That was very bad. Why they made that decision, I have no idea. They should have just had The Rock, Brendan Fraser, and Arnold Vosloo fighting in the 3rd act. But yeah, will they bring back The Rock in any capacity? Let me know in the comments below. Are you excited for The Mummy 4? I am. I've been waiting 24 years for this shit. And we got Rachel Weisz returning. This is great news. Let me know in the comments below. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, leave a comment.